Welcome to Offscript, the NRG Podcast presented by Rockstar Energy drink, where we're just going to say how it is. I think I would say.
Too comfortable, yeah. It's the good choice of words right there. I mean, I was feeling very good, to be honest, 12-5.
It's been a while since we had a lead like this during the season, so felt pretty comfortable overall. The game was going exactly as scripted. That's about how I felt. What about you, Ethan?
Yeah, I think we got to 11, or maybe it was when we got to the round 12, it was like me and Sam won a round. And I just gave Omen the orb because I was like, I literally told Sam, I was like, we're just going to win, bro, just defuse.
Yeah.
It was all downhill since then.
And then we lost every
lost
round
out after that.
So it was my fault for that round. that caused everything.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough one. So once they started coming back a little bit, got to around 12-8, 12-9, I think it got a little, like what's happening. But it was more us trying to problem solve, I think, more than panic, which was good. I think the panic really only set in once they got to double digits towards the mid to late rounds. I think the comms got a little bit more chaotic. But before that, I think it was just more trying to problem solve. We clearly didn't do a good enough job, but I think that's what it was.
When you have a lead like 12-5, it's kind of like...
Because you have 12.
Yeah.
If it's 11, it's different, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
And if you lose a couple rounds, like 12-7, 12-8, it's like, it's whatever. And we're like, we'll just win this next round. And you blink and it's 12-10. Different story.
Yeah. Like, I think 11 or 12 were still focused a pretty good amount to win. You just want to win the game, right? But I think maybe we were rushing trying to win the game a little bit. There's 100 things we could have done better to just get that one round. But, I mean, I just hate that we're talking about this. So.
I mean, it only got scary after we took 2 pauses and we still just kept losing.
Yeah.
So then we were out of pauses. And we lost first round in OT. We took another pause. I didn't even know we had another pause. I didn't even know that was a rule. So another pause just spawned out of nowhere.
3 pauses,
still lost,
0 rounds won.
So, I mean, we were just destined to lose, bro. So that's fine.
It wasn't meant to be.
To everything.
Yeah, just like adjustments, things that we should like do in the round or whatever. Like Chet thought that was going wrong, things like that. Nothing too crazy. It was just kind of like what FNS said, just kind of problem solving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think went wrong with the season? I think us not getting that first win for me. I think it would have been a huge momentum boost for myself and Sam coming in and then getting that first win versus, I would arguably say, the best team in NA, if not one of. I would say that would have helped us a lot because the crowd was against us, obviously, as usual, if you're playing SEN, and then just winning a game like that. Even I think if we won that first map or came back on that second map, it would have been really, really beneficial to our overall confidence, going like just match confidence. Because scrims before that, practice, everything is going pretty well, I would say. And then, we just hit a lot of roadblocks in that match. And I think if it had gone differently, maybe things would have been different. And then I think what went bad to worse when we got to G2, right? Because that was probably one of the worst games I've ever had personally. And also just our comp not working at all on Haven. And then going into Bind, something similar happening where our defense sides on Bind are normally good. Just went straight to shit. What went wrong? Our defense sides went wrong on this season, actually. Yeah,
that's facts. That is facts.
I think we calculated it. I think up until that C9 game, we averaged 3 rounds on defense for the whole season.
Yeah.
For split 2.
Yeah.
Which might also be a record along with that 12.
We are the lowest rated team for defense, yeah.
There you go. Multiple
Yikes,
records.
By far, too. It's not even close.
Multiple records being
We're
broken.
beating records left and right. Good or not, we're beating records.
This bad defense sides, right? Like,
Yeah.
Defense sides come down to like individual players and bomb site, like just bomb site leaders and people playing like different bomb sites with each other. There's not really one issue. Like it could just be comms are off, not using ults correctly together. There's so many things that makes like a team a good defense team. And I mean, we just were missing a lot of those aspects. So I feel like our attack sides were really good. And our pistol rounds were like 50-50, I would say. The main issue is just defense side, like 99% of the time.
it got so bad for us when we played against SEN and G2. Chet and I literally had a conversation where we just said, let's just start attack.
Yeah, like it's
and
fucked.
regardless of what map we played going forward, we just started playing attack first just to get the lead.
Yeah, like even when we started defense, we'd start like 1-6 down, 1-5, 0-6, like these slow starts as well, I would say. Like, I mean, that could also be another issue. Starting defense side and then going down to like 6-0, it's very hard to just kind of recover because they have ults and economy and everything just kind of snowballs out of control. So
The other problem with starting slowly on defense is it takes longer usually to get the op out, especially if your op doesn't, your Jet player doesn't have op instantly. It's very difficult to get it like mid to late round or like mid to late half. You always get it like round 7 or round 8 all of a sudden, and then you have that one round to win to gain that momentum back. So it can get pretty tough.
I mean, honestly, like scrimming with these comps, like that Haven comp we played, scrim was going great. Like, I don't think we lost a Haven scrim playing that comp, but honestly, like, we should have known better that people play way different from scrims and matches. Like, in the scrim, people are rushing right into the deadlock trips, the deadlock wall. And in a match, we're playing G2, the rounds are going down to like 15 seconds, 10 seconds left. And it's way more different.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a really good job exploiting like the gaps that we had. And it was very difficult for me to like maneuver around those gaps. I kind of had to, at some point I felt like I was guessing, which I hate playing like that. So I'd say credit to them. They played really well against a comp they've probably never seen before. So yeah. What do we think went right? I think our overall approach to the game was good. Our defaults, our practice regimen, maybe a little bit too strict, but I think it got the job done a lot of the times. I think everybody felt pretty confident going into matches up until we started losing. But just going into the games, I feel like the preparation was pretty good. I don't know how you guys felt split 1 in comparison to split 2, because Sam and I just came in. But for me personally, it felt like we felt pretty prepared going into every game in terms of how the opponent was going to play. I think some comps caught us off guard that opponents were throwing at us. But outside of that, I think we did a pretty good job of, at least on attack sides, adapting and giving ourselves a chance in almost every game besides the G2 game. I think that was the good thing. Even if we were down, we had a decent comeback on most maps. I think the G2 game was the only like collapse that I saw from us, which obviously when you have 4 games, it matters a lot, but still.
I mean, if you talk about the whole season, like even before those two, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of different issues that they didn't have to be a part of for that split. When they came, we got to prioritize like different things to improve our team. So we didn't really have to worry about attack that much. So like that was like literally half the game you didn't really have to worry about. But when I was IGLing, I felt like we were starting from like literally 0 with that team. So, or with that 5. So there was just too much we needed to improve on in such a small amount of time. We just couldn't do it. But when you all joined, like I said, we could really prioritize like other aspects of the game. So
you guys had a base already, like from you guys playing, I think a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. For us 3.
What made you get out of the IGL? Like, was there a moment where you decided, nah, I don't want to be an IGL?
I think the only reason was if you were an option.
Yeah,
I told Chet I would IGL unless John joined.
I see.
No matter who we got. So I was still willing to do it. Probably wasn't like the best, but yeah, I was willing to do it still.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like we did, like you said, I think we did have something going, depending on like the players we got. That it affected my willingness to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Tough would be like the one word. But you definitely like lose a lot of focus on your own game when you IGL for like obvious reasons. You're just thinking about like so much more. I think it would have helped a lot. I still think I was playing at a decent level when I was doing it, but I think it would have helped a lot more if I had more time. Because the more time you have doing it, the less you have to think
like
about the
more
small
scrims,
things.
like maybe a month extra of scrims.
Yeah.
Just
more time to set things and get people used to just a system, I think.
Yeah.
You just have to think about a lot less if things are fluid.
Yeah.
agreed with that.
That's why it helped a lot when you joined, because I think you made things very fluid with the team.
It's pretty hard to just like IGL and then you have like a whole new team that you have to go off of. And
Do you feel like there was like too much pressure in comparison to previous years
I
for this
mean,
roster in specific?
Maybe, but
But did you feel it though?
I didn't feel it personally, but I could see why there would
Yeah.
be pressure. I mean, like on paper, we were like a really like good team on paper. There's just like Ethan first time IGLing, or like it's just hard, bro. Like it's generally just hard, and I think that's why we improved so much with when you guys joined.
Yeah.
Only when we had a month, we like were actually like pretty good, I would say. Just kind of fumbled at the end, but I feel like even Ethan will say like our improvement in that month probably like beats like the old iteration improvement. The old roster, we just had like weird issues that would pop up, or just weird things, like just unforeseeable.
So
Like,
is it safe to say?
circumstances.
Is it safe to say the roles were just the biggest problem for your guys' last roster?
The roles,
I wouldn't say biggest.
not biggest, but I mean it definitely played a part
Because
for sure.
the speculation out there is that, especially when I was watch partying your guys' games with Sam and stuff, was that you guys were, well, like it was like the whole like Demon One going in first. Was that like an issue that he brought up himself? Like, I'm just running in and dying because he was not a
towards the end,
because he
yeah.
had before he had like Jogamo, right?
Yeah.
And stuff. So
Towards the end, he brought it up, but I mean,
Yeah. I
there's
mean,
so many issues. I feel like.
even now, I don't really know like what people's individual issues were with that team, and you can't really like speak on that without knowing. But like as an IGL, like the longer we went on, losing one, but like two people playing badly, especially like
well, you guys were playing well up until Lev 100 Thieves, right? You guys were 3-1 up until that
I mean,
point.
we didn't beat any good teams.
I mean,
That's
that's
true.
true.
They played Fury.
Yeah.
Cloud9, Furia.
But
So-
when you guys did beat them, it was clean. It felt
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
it was.
so.
But yeah, like when people start playing bad, it feels bad from like an IGL position because like I literally had a champ, like MVP champ level,
Yeah.
like 5 months ago, and then he's like,
You feel
I just
responsible?
can't get it to work now, so it feels bad.
Yeah.
But there was, yeah, like Austin said, there was a lot of different issues. Not even people just playing bad.
So with Chet specifically, I mean, he's been the greatest coach I've ever had personally. I don't know about for you guys. I'm sure it's the same for you guys. There's not really any comparisons for me in like prior coaches I can compare. The only one I had in this game besides Chet was Mike's HD, and he did a fine job, but he was there for such a short amount of time. It's impossible to compare the two. It's very difficult to know our level and what it's going to be like without Chet, because I know what he brings to the team and like how much work he puts in. I think that's the one echoing sentiment that everyone will say is that Chet like worked hard, like very, very hard, regardless of his like what like mind state he was in, regardless of like, oh, like maybe he was planning on leaving, maybe he wasn't. But I think my biggest issue with the whole thing with Chet was that kind of separation in his mindset. It's like, oh, do I want to stay? Do I want to go? And I've like voiced this to him like multiple times as well. It's like, got to make up your mind at some point. And I think, I think it's easier for him now to make that decision, not being on a team, whether he wants to stay in the game, whether he wants to play on a different team, whether he wants to chill and stream, whether he wants to do whatever. But to me, when Sam and I joined, my personal opinion, it felt like his mental was always shaky when it came to like whether he wants to continue with this game or not. That made me feel a certain type of way.
I mean, no matter what we say, like, Chet will always work like 110%.
Yeah.
It's been like this since last year, since I've worked with him, or even like the first iteration of NRG. When NRG came to Valorant, it was with me and Chet. And even from then, like when we were brand new to the game, he would just put in like 110%. He's always watching VODs, like trying to figure out how to really play the game. And that's like one thing that'll never change with Chet, which I respect. I'm pretty sure everyone here respects. But yeah, I mean, no matter how you look at it, I think it was before the SEN game, there was an HLTV article, and I don't care what anyone says, we lose aura. When an article like that comes out and we're playing versus like SEN, the SEN guys are like, in their head, I don't know if it's true or not, but in their head, it's kind of like, this guy's coach is about to leave and we're about to play them. And we're playing like a dead team. Like, it's not true.
It just looks that way.
It just looks
Yeah.
that way to like the enemy team that we're playing. Because I know if I'm playing versus SEN and then there's a article about like Kaplan leaving, it's a completely different game. I'm going into that game, I'm about to 13-0 these guys. Besides that, I mean, Chet's probably the best coach I've ever worked with.
Yeah, Kind of go back off that. I mean, I agree. With the SEN game, definitely sucked to be like a player on that team and just have that article come out just because, kind of like you said, you just kind of lose like aura. As like dumb as it sounds, you do. Like everyone sees it. It's right before a big game. Like it's pretty hard to miss, to be honest. But just speaking about Chet, like he's been probably my longest coach in my career. Put a lot of time into me, improving me as a player, and just I've learned a lot. Just not about Valorant, just about life and just a lot of things. I think he's very like intelligent and very knowledgeable. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of sucks to, because in Valorant, I've only really had like him as my main coach. Like John said, we had like Mike's HD for a little bit, but Chet was like kind of that guy that just like instilled basically everything, system, protocols, just little things that I never thought about. So yeah, definitely sucks.
I could definitely see like the stress on him when like what kind of people you have on your team. You have expectations.
Sure.
And unfortunately, like there was very high expectations for him this year. And just like us as a team as a whole. And we couldn't even come close to meeting those expectations. So whoever the coach is, when you have a job like that and like that kind of personnel in a team and you just can't make it work, it's just
drains you for
it's
sure.
just draining for sure.
Yeah.
And all the other outside shit too is like just draining. I feel bad.
Tough year.
Yeah, it was definitely tough.
Going into Vic, easily one of the most selfless players. I think everyone's gonna say one of the most selfless players that is in the scene, has been in the scene for the longest time. Couldn't say like more good things about him, honestly. And he can play any role that you ask him to play without like complaining about it. We just ran out of gas with this core.
Yeah.
I don't know how else I can describe the situation. I think we ran out of gas as this core. I also think like when you're on a team with someone for too long, it's maybe similar to like, do you know those content houses?
Yeah.
Where they just are together for so long they get sick of each other?
Yeah.
I literally think it's the same with teams. And I think, I'm not saying we got sick of each other, but I think that frustration builds up over the course of as many failures as we've had after the year on Optic that we had. If you succeed, then you fail multiple times because you've felt what it's like to win. That's all you want. And then if you lose for 2 years straight, it is literally just the worst thing for your mental. And there's no way to recover from it. And I think it's easy to lash out at your teammates sometimes. And I think that happened for me. That happened for Vic. It's probably happened with you guys. So I think that was the biggest thing as to like the Vic replacement.
It was well said.
This game is punishing.
Yeah.
You literally teleport through time with this game.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if you don't win.
Yeah.
Like it feels like 2 months ago.
And what's
I was at
crazy is
champs.
most teams lose.
Oh yeah.
There's only like 1 or 2 successful teams.
There's some teams that haven't been to a LAN in like 2 or 3 years.
Cloud9.
Which is incredible to me. Like, why play the game? There's no point in playing the game.
I know.
If you're not going to make a tournament for 3 years, that is crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I would have retired. If I don't make a LAN if I don't make a LAN next year, that's it. I'm done. That's 2 years in a row.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because you have so few opportunities. It's way different. So,
Because I already see this year as a complete waste of time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you think about like a normal person, let's say like a normal person is doing a normal job and you go from January to December and it turns to 2025 and you're like, damn, that whole entire year didn't do anything.
you lose purpose after you're done. You're like, what am I doing now?
Yeah.
That's literally how you feel. And like, for example, Sam and I have like plans after, like, okay, we're going to stream, right? But you lose, it's not your job anymore to stream. Your job is to play. So you're thinking to yourself like, okay, well, like I've lost my purpose for like the next 4 or 5 months of my life until next year starts. So it's pretty devastating.
It's also because in esports, you just reset so often.
Yeah.
It's like let's say we kept the team, let's say like we kept all 5 people, coach, everything for next year, that gives you like a little bit more to work for. But like when you just reset after like every year, basically, which is basically every esports team.
Yeah.
Every team resets at least 1 person, maybe 2.
Even if you win,
the
you
whole
do
team.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever a season ends, it's like, damn. Yeah, next year I just know is going to be just completely different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ever since I switched from CS to Val, I have not felt comfortable one time throughout a whole year. Because like even after winning champs last year and also doing well in like Tokyo, I knew this team would die as soon as that tournament ended.
It's actually a good point because when we switched from NB to Optic, we kept the lineup, and that's the only reason we were actually like able to learn from what happened the year prior.
Sure.
And then keep the lineup, and then
120%.
Because in CS, you would play so often, you would know like when your team was getting like either really good or you know when
really
your team
bad.
is gonna like die soon.
yeah, you just had so many chances.
Yeah. You would lose like 2 or 3 tournaments in a row, and it'd only be like a month.
Yeah.
And then you would know like, all right, like we were pretty good. Now we're losing. Let's cut a guy. You'd practice for like a month.
Let's cut a
and
guy.
and then you get good. And then, but in this game, like
You play 4 matches.
you play like one tournament a year. For us, we've played 8 matches or like 9.
Imagine me and Sam. Sam,
No,
we
I
came
agree.
in
I
for a
agree.
month. We played
Yeah.
4 matches. You know, when we get back to streaming, we're gonna look back at this month and be like, dude, it was like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
doesn't even feel
Even
real.
now, it feels like, bro, it feels like yesterday we just joined this team,
Yeah.
and then everything that just happened just flew by.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, okay, it's easy to say this when you're losing. Like, okay, the game is too punishing. The game sucks. And the format sucks, whatever. But, bro, I promise, said this. I did say this when we were winning, too. When we were making lands, I said the same thing. I'm like, bro, this is just dog. The fact that, like, even right now, the fact that these teams have to play playoffs within a 3-day span, it is a sick joke to me. Like, you don't have no prep. You don't get the best out of these teams. You get, like, at best, they're 70%. And then whoever's good on the day wins. And I just don't like that at all.
2 or 3 seasons now, when you get to playoffs, the first match is single limb.
Yep.
And like,
Yeah.
it's always C9 that loses. But like, when they lose after like a long season and then they're just done after making playoffs, it just makes 0 sense to me.
Yep.
Especially when you look at the calendar and it's like, your calendar year is only halfway done.
Yep.
But like your season, your esports year is
Done.
just
Completely.
kaput. You're
And
done.
that happened. It's funny because Cloud9, that happened to them last year against us too.
Yeah.
Like we could have easily been in their situation if we just lost that last round or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, it just sucks for all these teams because it sucks for the fans. It sucks for the orgs, like you guys said. It sucks for everyone involved except for maybe Riot.
It's like incredibly lucky as players, knock on wood, that we just orgs decide to pay us for half a year.
Yeah.
When we just do nothing. Like as players for like a game for us, it feels like our job is done in August.
Yeah.
And we're literally jobless. We're unemployed for 6 more months. That is a
Crazy to think about.
when there's just coming from if people started in Val, let's say people like the newer players started the game in Val, this is all they know, it's fucking depressing.
Yeah.
But for coming from CS, like you know how a calendar year should look and how many tournaments there should be and how like it is possible. So when it's just not done.
I don't know if
that,
there's any sport
makes
that's
zero
like this.
sense.
Is there any sport that you guys can think of that's like that? Where like you have a potential 5 to 6 month break?
What's
Nope.
what's NBA? How long do they have? It's like a month or 2.
Yeah, it's always 2 months, right?
And then there's an off-season tournament.
and in those
Yeah.
2 months, they're playing a summer league,
yeah.
you know? So it's like not even.
Yeah, that's what they're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
The summer
I
league.
think
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like there's always something to do for these players. I think just that loss of having a purpose for that long time, it's like, yes, you can build your brand and stream and stuff, but you're not really doing your
Yes,
job,
yeah,
the
yeah,
job
yeah.
you were
I agree.
supposed to be doing.
Just
So-
the purpose.
You literally switch. You switch
Careers.
like
Bro.
you switch careers
Yeah.
for half a year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
literally me. Like, even last year, like as soon as we were done, maybe we didn't finish this early, like August, but
Yeah.
I would still have straight up 4 or 5 months if I wanted to, where I just stream.
Yeah.
And so I'm switching careers from practicing 8-10 hours a day, like super stressful, and then after that, just 6 months of just like stress free, just wake up, stream, and I'm switching careers, I'm going back and forth, and it's so inconsistent for me.
And then when you get back into it, right?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah,
Takes
When
a long time
when
to
you
warm
get
up.
back into it
Yeah.
in like
Into it,
whatever
yeah.
December, January, you're like, bro, this is not it.
like
Yeah.
even when I streamed like a couple days ago for the first time in like 2 months, I was like, bro, I forgot how to stream.
Yeah.
Like I forgot like I'm an entertainer, that I have to entertain all these people. So
Yeah.
it's different. If there was something to play for, I wouldn't have to like switch careers. Like throughout the whole year, if we had a longer year, I wouldn't have to pick and choose. Like some days, like after practice, if it's like a good day of practice or if it's not like super long and stressful, I can go home and I can just stream just for fun. You know, I'm not switching careers, but it's kind of like I'm not exhausted at the end of the day. Like this year was a little bit tougher because of how long practice was, and me and John coming in like so late into the year, and so like we only had a month, and during that month we progressed like insanely fast, but we were also exhausted after every day. Every day, every single one of us were like, we're just juiced for the day.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go home, eat, and just sleep.
I don't know the full solution. And then there's people that probably get paid to find the solution so they can find it. But in your season, because it happens every Valorant season at the end, people need to do like mental gymnastics and like crazy math and hope other people win and lose to make playoffs. And like, I don't understand why it can't just be like back in the old day when you were like, you're just top 6 and you make the playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
It's because they separated the splits.
yes. Now
Why
it's-
not just play everybody?
Yeah.
Makes zero sense.
Exactly.
There's like right now, there's like 2 teams, I think. SEN is just crossing their fingers, hoping they make playoffs based on like other people, or not playoffs, champs.
champs.
Yeah.
Hoping like other people win. Like on EG, we needed like some crazy underdog story to happen. Last split, it was the same thing. Before we lost to C9, there was like some crazy like obstacles, crazy people needed to win.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not fun for viewers, I would assume, either. Because even if your team wins, you still don't know if they make it. Unless
Yeah.
they're just like Lev and they're like 9-1.
Yeah.
It's like some of these teams, even if they lose, like, oh, are you even going to be sad because they can still make playoffs?
Yeah.
So it's like, it
No,
makes
yesterday's
no
stakes,
sense.
when I was watching the game, I'm like, these stakes aren't the same, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't an elimination game by any
People were coming
means.
in our chat and be like, why are you guys like not so energized? And we're just like,
Dude, this
it
game does
doesn't
not matter
Yeah.
that
It just
much.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say like, bro, think about EG. Like after they lost, I don't know, before MIBR, I don't know who they played, but that was like their last chance. But they still had a match after.
Okay. Yeah.
It was
I know what you're
MIBR
talking
versus
Like a
EG,
useless
yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hate those matches because like as much as you want, like for Derek, it was kind of, he kept telling us it was like a revenge game for him, from last year, but like there's just nothing on the line. Like I know if I'm playing that match, obviously I'm gonna give it my 100%, but knowing that like win or lose, nothing actually changes sucks. Like
a
I don't
different
want to
feeling.
be there, but like I'll obviously
Yeah.
give it my 100%. It's just different. You're not as hype if you win it. It's way different.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I miss being able to just play a whole season like a regular human.
Like last year.
Like any other sport does.
Yep.
Like, why are these people cooking new shit when the thing that was working still works? Like, why are you adding new stuff?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's just like, dude, most players in pro, I'm not going to say all, but most players in pro, and I'm sure everybody in this room can agree on this, that we play for the passion and not because of the money that we make. No one came into playing esports and playing professional player in order to make money. Everyone wanted to do it so they could get that trophy and win.
Yeah.
And I think that goes for almost every single pro out there. So when your year ends midway through, that you lose that spark entirely. Like, you want to play all year. We want to be able to play all year. So it's worth it for the orgs, worth it for the players, worth it for everyone investing in you, your fans. And you just don't even get a chance to do it because of how punishing the current format can be. Even when I was watch partying and not playing, I felt bad for players because I was like, dude, I've been here. Like, I know this sucks. Like, this just blows to, like, even as a watch party viewer, I'm just sitting there like, bro, like, the team I want to actually watch isn't going to be here. I don't get to watch. The sample size isn't there for me to know if they're actually good or not.
Yeah.
There's certain games that matter more than other games, essentially. And depending on where you are in the standings, because we were, I think, 4 and 5 heading into that C9 game, pretty sure. If we had gotten that 5th win, we just needed other 5 and 5 teams at that point. If we were able to win that game, we would have to have more head-to-heads won in comparison to lost. So it just depended on other games because of that. But had they just kept it the normal way, like where everyone just gets to play everybody, I don't see anything wrong with that, other than maybe like if they could have just kept it the same as it was last year.
Exactly. Last
Yeah.
year was just the ideal format. Played every team once.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely the worst format this year. Carried over records in a split 2.
The weirdest thing was the carryover records
Yeah,
thing.
don't really.
Bro.
It's okay for like the middle of the pack teams, but like it felt so bad for the teams at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Like the 0 and 5 teams. So like your
That's
your
fucked.
split just ended. You haven't won a game. You missed Shanghai or Madrid or whatever it was. And then you go into your next season, you maybe made a roster change. So the new guy comes in and they tell you like, oh, you keep your record. and
Yeah.
you have
That's
0
fucked.
wins. So new guy comes into a 0-5 team with probably not a lot of prac, not a lot of prep. It's like a month or two later, and now you just start back up with 0 wins, and you
Yeah.
have like a 10% chance of making anything. It doesn't make any
Zero
sense.
So imagine Navi.
Yeah.
Imagine being Navi, dude. Like that sucks. That legit sucks. To have a split, like a near flawless first split,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then going into second split, you just lose
Just
almost
lose
every
out.
game,
Cooked.
and then not make champs.
They made playoffs, so didn't they? Or no?
They made playoffs,
made playoffs,
barely.
yeah.
Okay.
Literally by like 2 rounds, they made playoffs, and then they just got scraped in playoffs.
I didn't
Yeah.
know, like joining this team, I didn't know that your record carries on from split one.
You wouldn't have
Welcome.
joined if you knew
Welcome.
Well, no, I mean, I still would have joined, but I didn't know. So
Yeah.
when I joined, I thought it was kind of like, I thought it would just reset, you know? I thought it would reset and it would be the same thing for like the qualifier for Madrid, for champs or whatever. So I was going into it like hell yeah, we got this, you know? And then turns out like a week or two before our first match, I was talking to Chet about it and Chet was like, yeah, like our record stays.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, fuck, we got to win.
It's like okay for the middle of the pack
Yeah.
teams.
All that being said, though, I do think that NA is gonna have good representatives for champs. I think
I
it'll
agree.
still be like Lev G2,
Yeah.
Lev G2, 100
Sen,
Thieves, and
100
Sen.
Maybe
Thieves,
Sen,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so those 4 teams have been playing well all year, I think, and only improved. So I think end of the day, it still works out for like our region, and that like we're sending probably our four best teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The system definitely like gives the best teams
yeah,
at the LANs.
like the best teams were rewarded at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
if that's what they wanted, that they got it.
Yeah.
But
It's just the process of getting there is just so it's confusing and
yeah,
just flawed in my opinion. But
I just miss having a season.
Yep.
Because when you have a season, you get to improve.
Yeah.
You get to improve as the season goes on. And I think that's where you'll actually see the best teams actually like, you know, the problems that they have, they'll fix. For example, even with your first iteration, without me and Sam, if you guys had an entire season to fix things, you guys would have realized, okay, like this is an issue. This role needs to change, blah, blah, blah. But you do it through matches. But you have so few matches.
I mean, even with this iteration, I feel like we couldn't even go through the hard like struggles of a team because we played 3 matches in a week.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
very hard to like adjust just basic shit, even hard shit, especially when all the matches are rushed and yeah, just not ideal.
Now we're going to play a quick game of callouts where I'm just going to say a word and everyone else is just going to say the first thing that comes to their mind. Boostio.
double negative.
Oh, jeez. Obnoxious.
Pig.
Short.
Oh, jeez.
Potter.
Champ.
Champ.
Crazy.
Tall.
Oh, facts.
Crazy. Well, like
Off
crazy
season.
good.
Off
Like crazy
season.
good.
Long.
Shut up. Off season.
Long.
Crazy.
Trash.
Streaming. Streaming. Oxy.
Correct.
Lots of energy.
Good.
A. This is all he says.
A?
Yeah.
Like
before
Canadian
every
A?
before every sentence, this guy just goes A.
Oh.
A. That just sounds ridiculous. Okay. Anyways, current Valorant map pool.
Dumpster.
Dog shit.
Good.
I think it's fine. Fine.
It's not insane. It's good.
Abyss.
Yeah, I love Abyss.
I don't know,
Oh,
as soon as I
hell
heard
yeah.
Valorant, just dumpster.
And that is it.
I only say pig because he loves using this word. So like the first thing that pops in my head is pig. He calls everyone a pig.
piggy.
So
Little piggies.
okay, and then Potter, I said crazy, but like not. We can only say one word, so I can't say crazy good.
So you chose crazy.
Yeah.
But for Oxy, you said good.
Oh, wow.
Nah, you're
Shit's-
being weird.
shit's getting weird.
I like that.
Okay,
I
Shit's
like
because,
that.
getting
because
weird.
Oxy's good.
He's not crazy good.
If you think Potter's crazy, that's okay.
good. No,
I
Potter's
see, I
crazy
see, I
good. Like
see.
Potter, say what you want about Potter, like anyone, but like I mean, most people have like good opinions about Potter. So like, I mean, yeah, she won a champs. That is crazy, crazy good.
Crazy good. Okay,
Yeah.
I see
Crazy
that.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
Are we believing that story?
Yeah, that's,
That's
how.
cool.
It
We'll
is.
go with that.
That's cope.
Well, Oxy, he's like, he's not crazy good. He's just good. Like Oxy on my team would be crazy good.
No, he wouldn't.
I would make him good.
Valorant map pool is dog shit.
This map
Sorry
pool.
to break it to all of you.
Okay.
This map pool.
Abyss.
broken.
You love Abyss, right? Yeah.
Oh, I
okay.
don't love
we
it.
love
It's
Abyss.
just, okay, I love like I love like new things. Okay, let me put it this way, bro. When me and John, we weren't playing while you guys were playing, Breeze was one of the worst maps to ever exist in any FPS game.
Yep.
So even watching it and playing it in ranked, that was a terrible map.
It was
pool.
Breeze, and then the Icebox came in with no changes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Icebox is terrible, but Breeze. I think we're undefeated on Breeze, actually.
Breeze is our
Yeah, 'cause
best
you
map.
Breeze was our best map.
You're playing
so.
Furia
Jesus.
and
What
MIB.
the hell?
Okay, Breeze, I mean, yeah, sure. Breeze is a pretty bad map.
It was so bad.
Well,
Icebox,
let's look at the current map pool. We got Haven.
Haven's good.
Haven insane.
fuck with Haven.
Icebox.
Dog shit.
It's all right.
Okay,
It's all right.
Sunset.
It's all right.
That's all right.
It's pretty dog.
It's all right.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's pretty dog.
Ascent
Ascent's
all right.
fine, but needs changes.
needs massive changes.
Yeah.
Actually, when I think of it objectively, most maps are just ass.
Okay, so dog shit.
That's just not true.
Let me sway you.
No.
Come to
Most
our
maps
side.
are just ass.
No, they're okay. They're
You think
not.
I think they're
Sunset's
all
good?
okay. I think they're all okay.
No, Sunset's not good. It's okay.
The only bad one is
So
Icebox.
you think
so-
Sunset post plant, like that whole thing that we argued all this entire when we were streaming, we were sitting there saying Sunset's ass. You've now suddenly changed your mind on that.
No. Post plan, sure, it's ass, but like the map,
Part of the map though.
I know. But okay, you can say the same thing about Pearl.
Oh.
It was, and they got rid of it.
Yeah,
And
but
rightfully so.
But it wasn't a bad map.
But like
It wasn't
post
a
plants
bad
are a
map.
massive part of the game. You have to get the bomb
Okay,
down.
but it's not a bad map. Like we're talking about like overall map.
I've already said this to Riot before, but I just think the bomb sites on in this game
Too small.
for the amount of utility there is just it's embarrassing.
Well, I mean, it's like that for most maps, right? Like you
that's what I'm
play
saying. That's
out.
why I'm saying most maps are ass because of that.
But like if you compare maps to other maps in Valorant, I'm not talking CS. I'm not talking any other.
I'm not
games.
comparing. I'm just saying the video game itself. It doesn't make sense for the bomb sites to be the way that they are, considering the utility that's used.
And, but
They
if-
consistently
I'm
make
saying-
agents stronger and stronger, especially initiators.
Yeah.
So there's more shit coming in where it makes it so that you're always just playing retake Valorant. This entire year of Valorant has been retake Valorant.
Literally the whole meta is like
Retake.
you cannot
post-
hold a site
Yes.
on
Yeah.
any map.
So
Bro, but I
isn't that
swear-
a flaw with the maps?
That is a flaw.
Yes,
That's
it
a
is.
flaw.
But it's always been
means-
like this.
Exactly.
My point
No,
is
it
that-
hasn't. It
Yes,
hasn't.
it has.
No,
Bad.
it hasn't.
Last year, what did we do? Post
Last year, the
Pearl.
agents were not as strong as in terms of like the people we were
Okay,
able to
but
hold
were
bomb
we,
sites.
Were we playing post
And
plant?
no,
off
no,
the
I'm
bomb
saying
sites?
I'm saying that problem has existed, but it is unbearable right now.
It's worse now. Yes.
Yeah, but that means the game is just heading in the wrong direction, and I think that if they made changes to most of these maps, it wouldn't be that way. That's what
my
I'm saying.
point is, it's been the same concept, just maybe not as bad as it's always been because of what they're doing to the agents.
Yeah,
But you can't lie. Like last year, we were playing post plants a lot.
I agree.
Like off, and
What,
we
at
were just
Pearl?
spamming. Yeah, Pearl. What other maps were there?
it's always been the same maps.
always been
Like it's
Pearl.
because of my role. Like if I'm playing Brim and like Astra, I'm like always like playing post plant. I'm always playing off. I'm always sucking the bomb, playing mollies, playing my Brimble. So it's been the same for me at least. It may be different for like duelist and like initiators, but like it's always felt the same where I'm always just playing off. Whenever I can, I'll try to play on, but I feel like almost every map for me has been the same.
Honestly, like objectively, the maps can be played like a lot of ways. So like last year, it was all post plant, right?
Yeah.
It's like people, because of that, they wanted to play the sites more. So the team can't just go plant the bomb and play like 8 different mollies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this year, because of that, everyone's playing on the sites. And now everyone started playing these like double init comps, less double controller. Now they're just dumping shit on the sites to take
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah, they
And so
are.
now, because of
You're
that,
forced to
now it's a
play
retake
retakes.
meta.
Yeah.
So I
Now
mean, like,
they're dumping
terrible,
shit
bro.
back too.
Yeah. So now it's like, I mean, honestly, like
I
the
just think
maps have
this
been played differently.
Well, the main reason I don't like it is because there's no real skill involved. You can't hold the sites. You try to flood into the bomb sites, your best way of winning. And if you don't do that in time, then you're literally playing a spam battle through smokes.
50-50.
And I think
It's true.
that is focused on every single map, where I think the maps are so flawed and the bomb sites specifically are so flawed. The map designs are fine, but the bomb sites themselves are so flawed that aside from, I think Ascent was the one example where I gave to Riot, where I was like, it's cool that you guys have like a back site B, and then they have to take so many areas before they get to that point.
Yeah.
Similar to A, same thing. Like they have to get through A main, which is hard to take, Cat, which is hard to take, then go into the bomb site. That's how every map should be. Whereas right now, it doesn't seem like, for example, Sunset. Come on, man.
pretty free,
It's
yeah.
just spam battles. C long on Haven, B on Haven. Same thing. You're just spamming through smokes.
Yeah.
You're just spam diffusing bombs. So I think there are other ways of playing it for sure, but I think it's just headed towards the wrong direction. I think if you change the map bomb site layouts, maybe it wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Since we're not in playoffs, we decided we're going to do a tier list of the teams that are currently in playoffs because it's going on right now. And we're going to try to do the best that we can and, no bias, try to figure out who's number 1 to number 6 in the entire playoff ranking.
Let's start with
start
number
with the top.
6.
Okay.
Number 6.
All right,
Yeah.
We
start at
all
the
know
bottom.
who's number 6.
Everyone say it on 3.
It's as simple as every other team's better.
It's very easy. Yeah. They just never make lands. So that's number 1. Number 2, they're clearly have less firepower than all the other top 5 teams. And I also think they play worse than a lot of these teams. And then they also, all their results throughout the season, the one good result that they do have, besides beating us, which I wouldn't consider a great result, but good for them, is beating Lev, which was a huge win for them. It was at the beginning of the year.
I remember that.
So they beat Lev, which made Lev look horrible. So like if you're beating a team and then they look horrible, that means you're not a good team.
All right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agree with
Yeah.
that.
Agreed.
All right,
So the top one's easy.
we'll go top.
I think Lev.
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 Yeah.
Definitely
Just go
played.
For
to-
obvious reasons.
Playing the
Goated right
best.
now.
Everyone's in form. They have
the best,
Ass-Pass.
They have the best player in
Yeah.
the world, obviously, at the moment.
Yo, Ian's been playing insane
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
They all have
noticed
like
that.
random pop-off games.
And then
yeah.
the most underrated player this year, which I think is getting more recognition now, is Mazinho.
Yeah.
The guy's
Actually,
owning.
facts.
He is
That's facts.
actually just owning. So they just have everyone in form. Team's looking good. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to think calm is the key to these teams, and I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
What'd you say, Ethan?
I was gonna say when you're on a team with a bunch of very good players, right?
Yeah.
And then like obviously Aspas will always play well. But like
He never deviates from his role. It feels like it's so
that
good.
too. But like the players, like the support players, or even like the quiet type people, like Ian and Corbin, like before this season, Ian, like probably no one thought he'd be very good.
Yeah.
But I think when you have like teammates of that caliber, like Aspas, King, Mazzino this year, it's like very easy to play up to that level.
It elevates you.
Yeah, definitely elevates you. And then Corbin, even if he doesn't like carry games often as like Aspas,
Does
and all
his job,
them,
dude. He
you
does
need
his
someone
job.
that just does their job.
Yeah. The guy gets a lot of flack, but I don't understand it because I think he's doing his job.
You would have seen stat pages. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with number 5. I'm gonna say Crew.
Ooh,
I don't.
Yep.
I don't think so.
I think for sure.
Trust me. It's a crew.
I think for sure.
Crew. Okay,
I don't
so
even think it's a guard.
Okay, let me hear what you have to say.
I base
first.
it off of like on their good days, right? So Crew's good days, it's kind of like Lev, but like a tier under.
Okay, but look at the
They all
rest
have
of the
like
teams.
very good firepower.
But look at the rest of the teams. Do you think Crew on, if it's 100 Thieves, G2, and SEN on their good days versus Crew on their good day, who wins? I'm picking the other 3 every time.
I agree.
No, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can put my 5.
All right, Crew 5. Number 2.
Number 2,
On their
everyone.
good days.
G2 obvious.
G2.
They're playing the best.
Yeah.
I
Or
I
No?
think
Would
100 Thieves.
Really?
Yeah.
On their
it's
best day?
Close.
If it's G2 on
Okay.
their best day,
Let's go
versus
man for man.
Thieves
Let's
on
go
their
man
best
for man.
day.
Man for man, right? So
No,
100
I see what you're saying roster
what I'm
wise.
saying?
I see what you're saying roster wise.
Yeah.
Like on paper, 100 Thieves should be better.
and
I
they
see
play.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I think 100 Thieves is the type of team where if they're all feeling it, they're bouncing off each other and they're crazy.
But what's weird about G2 is, dude, all 5 of them are playing insanely well, including Icy. Like Icy somehow just like is on another level right now, and they're beating all the good teams.
Overall thoughts on all their players. They don't have a guy.
yeah.
But
Like-
But they're still like.
yeah, that's my point. But like 100 Thieves has like 2 guys.
so 100 Thieves does have G2's number, but I think 1 for 1, yeah, you're probably right. 100 Thieves clears G2 for some reason, but I think G2 is just one of those teams that consistently loses to only 100 Thieves, but then beats everybody else. Whereas
Yeah.
100 Thieves does lose to other teams, I think, more.
Yeah.
So like 100 Thieves, their whole system is like hoping people pop off. So like on the matches where they don't have like 2 or more guys, they lose.
Yeah.
G2
true.
like
G2 has like a steady
they have
base.
a pretty
Steady
good.
system.
Yeah. All right. We'll put G2 too.
I think
Alright.
G2 for
It's
consistency stake.
Yeah.
That puts 100 Thieves 3 obvious. And then
Yeah, these last
Sen
two
four.
Sen 4th. Why would
Yeah.
you put Sen 4th?
Current form. I think Sen has not gotten worse, but I think gotten back to a stable level where they were on a high at the beginning of the year. It's similar to us on Optic. We had a high at the beginning of the year. We won Reykjavik, and then went to Copenhagen, had an okay result, and then went to Champs, had a good result. But like It's like
yeah,
it's like you're not
Fluctuating.
getting better.
I agree.
It's the same with Sen. I think
it's
everyone
hard.
is caught up to Sen or gotten past Sen, whereas Sen has kind of stayed
Bro,
at
I also think like if an NA team wins the first event of the whole year, all the other NA teams are like, hey, yeah, we got to be.
We
the
gotta
next
be.
one.
well, that's how it felt for us
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
when we won, everyone watches
Everyone's-
what you guys do.
everyone's out for your neck, for
yeah.
sure.
Everyone wants to beat Sen. So like while everyone has like that motivation, for Sen it's just like, okay,
We
can
just won.
Yeah, can we
yeah.
putting
can
putting
we
them
stay
fourth is
here?
not insulting here, just because the 3 teams above them are playing at a really high level.
I
think.
agree.
I think they're at a solid level, but they are not better than those top 3.
Yeah.
I think if Lev plays them, G2 plays them, or 100 Thieves plays them 10 out of 10 times, Sen probably loses most of those games.
Yeah.
So at this moment in time, I also
Yeah.
think the map pools show that this tier list is good. I think Lev's map pool is probably the strongest out of these teams. G2's second, 100 Thieves third, because G2 has the icebox, the horrible icebox,
Yeah.
right? That kind of hinders them. But Lev, I don't
Lev
think has
have an
one
insane
map that's bad.
Xbox, Yeah.
So yeah, I would say like map pool wise, it also works out where like
I agree.
100 Thieves, Sen, like all these teams, the map pools get worse and worse and worse. And then you get Cloud9, I don't even know what their map pool is. So now we're going to play a game called Trash or Gas, where we're given different topics to give our opinion on. All right, start up. VCT format.
Trash.
Trash.
I mean, we had a whole rant about this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing
pretty much
more
at
needs
this
to be
point.
said.
I don't think there's much more to add to it, but we can. We don't think it's good. We don't like the 2 different splits where you're playing different teams and then the record carries over. It's all bad. We would prefer a season. We'd also prefer to play longer than 6 months. So there's that. That's the TLDR for that. All right. LA summer.
Near the beach?
What's LA
Yeah,
summer?
Just
That's like right
summer
now.
in LA.
In
yeah,
Los
right now.
Summer in Los Angeles.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy
I
the
thought it was
weather?
like a band
I think it's
name.
gas. It's gas. I think it's gas.
The weather's gas, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
you'd
it.
say gas.
Just the weather.
Gas, right?
Yeah, I mean like
It's gas.
All right. Sleeping with socks.
Jesus,
Trash.
that is
Trash.
trash.
Yeah?
That's like serial killer.
I mean, it's whatever. Sure. Trash.
What?
what?
I mean, it just happens
What do you mean
sometimes.
it's
know?
whatever?
Spot a serial
No,
killer.
okay, this is sleeping at night or nap time?
We got him. What do you mean? That
Right here,
doesn't change.
officer. Right here, officer.
Hey, we got him. Come in.
Sometimes it happens. Cats.
Gas.
Like compared to dogs?
No.
Just
Just
gas.
in general?
Why you just have to compare every time, bro?
I mean, they're like not, sure, bro, gas. Like they're not trash.
They're gas.
Gas, they're gas.
Gas.
I'm allergic
He's
and they're
allergic
still
and they're
gas.
still gas. Gas for sure. Anime. Come on, guys.
Gas.
Gas. for sure.
Gas. Go on.
Come on, brother.
Trash.
Serial killer right here.
Anyone got a favorite anime?
Oh.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
Blue Lock.
Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Dude. We got a Dragon Ball Z for sure. You got one?
Not a favorite, no. Oh,
good.
Food Wars was fire. I like Food Wars. That shit's crazy.
Really?
Ethan loves his food. Yo,
That's an
every
anime?
morning, Chef Phil makes his food and Ethan fucking
Yeah,
demolishes
he does.
it.
He eats it all.
And I hate eating in the morning. Like I'll eat most of it, but like Ethan just
He does kill it.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry in the morning. Still haven't eaten, by the way.
shout out manager.
Shout
Rye.
out managed by Rye.
He
We love
knows-
you over there.
He definitely knows what
Managed
he's
by
doing.
Ra. Okay. 3 site Valorant maps.
Gas.
Well, Haven,
I think gas.
Lotus.
Ah, trash.
I'll say gas. They're cool.
I enjoy calling on both Lotus
Yeah, I
and...
know you do for sure.
Yeah. Okay. The new FaZe clan.
So like the era, the new
What does that
era
mean?
we're in.
Like Jason the Ween and shit.
Gas.
He
Yo,
loves
Jason.
Jason the Weenie, this guy.
Jason, if you ever watch this guy loves
This
your
guy
shit.
heavy fucks with you.
Really?
Heavy.
Gas? What do you think?
Nah, trash.
What?
Compared to like COD, like trick shotters, like those are that
Wait,
was
okay,
that
why do
was
you always
gas.
compare?
I know.
Stop
What is this
comparing.
comparing?
Well, because
shit?
that was gas, and now it's trash.
Nah, I fuck with Jason.
I'll say trash.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what this
all
like.
good, it's all
This like streamer shit is.
Boston Celtics.
Trash.
Trash.
And they won. I'm going to say gas, but whatever.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah, he won, so they're gas.
Okay. The movie Interstellar. I think
Gas,
gas.
gas,
for sure.
gas,
That
gas.
That shit was trash.
He fell asleep during Interstellar.
Really? Nah, he just doesn't.
You
No,
haven't even
like-
finished the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
No,
just not-
because the
understand.
first time I watched it, it was with John and Yassine, and
He fell asleep.
I'm watching it the first 5 minutes.
He doesn't have the mental capacity to take on what's happening in the movie.
It's just
Oh,
like
what movie did
at
I
all.
fall asleep? It was like a. It was either Lord of the Rings. No.
Oh, that's a
What's the
boring
other
one.
one? What's the other one?
there needs to be like
Harry
a
Potter?
hook.
No. Lord of the Rings. Oh, The Matrix. I fell asleep during The Matrix.
Ooh, that's a good
Oh,
movie,
those are
man.
rough
And like
ones.
I rewatched it and it's good. So like you can sleep during good movies, bro.
No, he
Oh, yeah, I
just
was
didn't.
tired.
He
You've
got
never-
bored.
You've never rewatched it?
I don't like that.
You went to
Okay,
the
no.
theaters and you fell asleep?
No.
No.
It's like at home. But
Yeah.
like, there needs to be a hook for these movies. Like yesterday, this movie that we watched was terrible.
Hook.
I thought
Right?
there was a couple hooks.
There's
in
a
there.
lot of
But
hooks in these.
Like the long legs one, there was a hook in the very beginning. Do you remember? Like it was like a jump scare.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's worse: me, Yassine, and Sam are watching a movie at home together, or that Sam is falling asleep during Interstellar.
Yeah, we're all
What's
cuddled
worse?
up.
Well, you guys are
watching.
cuddling together?
Oh, of
Who
course.
did Sam fall asleep on?
Of course, me.
Oh, Jesus. That's just chopped.
All right, last one: pineapple on pizza.
Trash.
Yes. That shit
Trash
is
for
insane.
sure. That is
That
disgusting.
shit's
Yo,
fire.
Okay, well, this guy only eats cheese pizza. I don't know what you eat. Your shit is gluten free.
You can't even have
I can
pizza,
have
my brother.
pineapple, but pineapple on pizza? Okay,
Gluten-free is
explain. No.
crazy.
Explain why it's gas, first off. Let me hear your
Well, it's just a
argument.
good combo.
It's
in your
just a
mouth.
good combo. That's not good enough for me.
Disgusting. That is nasty.
It's a
It's
good
like,
combo.
it's like a little bit of sweet, little like acidity in there
Yeah.
to counteract
Whoa.
the fatty
Chef
chicken.
Ramsay.
Wow. Got the
Mm.
Whoa,
flavor
he's got an
I
profile.
learned
explanation.
that from Food Wars.
Oh.
So now you guys submitted some fan questions and we're going to answer them. Okay. So the first one is from Nightkraken590. And he asked, after this season, what was the biggest lesson you learned that you want to take into next year to look stronger?
Had a long season.
Don't make hasty decisions.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's like a big one. Probably take more time before the season starts.
If you were to
think that's it.
sum it up to one,
Hasty decisions.
hasty decisions?
Really, like you gotta give a lot of thought about shit in this game because you don't have many chances.
Yeah.
I would say for me, probably just speak my mind a little more. Just because kind of what Ethan said, like you don't have many chances. So I feel like it's very important to say what's like on your mind or what you have strong opinions for.
Still nothing?
Got nothing.
Nothing up there yet?
Got
Nothing
nothing.
learned. We only had a month. For me, definitely agreed with those two. But my biggest one, I would say, just for myself personally, would be just be more assertive on the things I know or I believe are correct, and not necessarily, even if it's a higher authority like Chet, or in certain situations management, or certain situations even the players. Like if I think something is correct and I'm the leader of the team, that I should be more assertive and do what's necessary and make it the final, like make the final decision on things. Specifically with comps, it could be with anything really, but yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving on to question number 2. This is from Enzo, and he asks, favorite international event match you've played in?
Oh, wow. We got a couple.
For me, interestingly enough, it would definitely be the lock-in loud game. I just think that the atmosphere for that game was unlike any other that I've ever played in my entire career in any game. It was just insanely loud. The team was so hyped when we were winning rounds. It was also like a comeback type of situation for us. So if we were able to close it out, it definitely would be my favorite match that I've ever played. But even if we didn't close it out, just the atmosphere itself was insane. Like the lead up to the game, us walking out and just getting booed the entire time, and going into that game with like a lot of fight, losing that first map, coming back, all of that, and then, obviously falling short in the end, but had we, regardless of that, it was still just, the atmosphere was insane.
Yeah, same for me. Definitely the lock in loud. Sucks we lost, but like all the way up until that point, even after we lost, the crowd was like, it was just loud, man. So like no matter what happened, if we missed a kill, if they got a kill on us, no matter what happened in the game, we would just hear it and we would just feel it throughout the whole entire match. And
I've never felt a crowd on stage like that.
Yeah.
Like just vibrating stage.
Yeah, it was also a close match, so it made it like super hype.
Yeah, I would definitely say the loud lock-in. Like, not even like winning Reykjavik or anything like that. I just felt like this match had like so much energy involved. I've never really had a whole venue against like my whole team and just against us every part of the way. Rounds were going like back and forth. It was just everything you could ask for out of a series, to be honest. Emotions were like always high, and then
Who did you knife? Pancata?
Toys.
Or no, Pancata wasn't there. It's Tui's. And the crowd just went crazy
I
booing
knifed
this
them. They
kid.
did not like that.
Yeah.
They did not like that. But like that whole series was just fun as fuck. Like
Yeah.
it'll be a series I remember forever, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't remember. It was our first playoff match in Tokyo. It was the first playoff match in like the
Was it
big
Fnatic?
arena. No, I think it might have been like Loud, maybe
Oh.
Paper X. I don't even know if we won, but like the feeling, because like that was the first time any of my teammates have ever been on a big stage.
Yeah.
And like, so like when we sat down, when we walked out, it was like crazy. But when we sat down and started playing, like I remember people were just talking about like, just literally, we were literally in the game playing. People were talking about how crazy it was. So like that kind of shows like, it's like that's my favorite thing, is just like sharing
We have the same
experiences with people.
It was the same for us. Like when we were like that first game in the Loud game, we were just like, dude, it's too loud.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
bro,
actually crazy.
Every round we couldn't hear footsteps for the first 5 seconds after a kill was gone.
They got a
from them.
kill, the whole venue
Yeah.
would erupt. It was actually crazy.
Yeah.
So just like, yeah, seeing people's reactions to like their first, not big event, but like big stage in front of a lot of people was like sick.
Yeah. Does Finesse think he could beat Som in a 1v1? Is this real life or is it in game? You want to do it? You want to do it on stream?
I would shit on you.
No, like long C.
Yeah, I would shit on
But
you.
what if
Did
you
you
lost?
lose to Katie?
Oh, Jesus.
You did lose to Katie.
Well, that's not fair. The way she aims is like,
What?
okay, no, but it's true. Wait, do you agree, Ethan? The way she aims is like made for 1v1s.
I agree. When
know,
we
like-
when we DM with Katie, she like
Yo,
puts me down.
I know.
And I
Like, the
get
way-
angry.
The way she aims is legit just straight up 1v1s.
I hope a 22-year-old kid can beat me in a 1v1. Yes, I hope so.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
and-
want to. I
and
would not
game
want to win
and
this.
out of game, yeah.
He's also not out of game.
I would beat
also
the fuck
in a
out of you.
1v1 in game. He's 22. I'm 32, and he's my teammate. I would want him to win because if he lost, I don't.
You
think
don't
we
even
could
need
be,
to talk about it.
I don't
'cause
even
it
think we
would
could be
never
teammates
happen.
again.
It literally wouldn't happen.
But he lost to Katie, his girlfriend. So no worries.
Yeah, but she's better
Hey,
than
no
you.
worries.
That's for damn sure.
Thank you to all the fans who submitted questions. We appreciate them. And this wraps up our NRG Offscript
I
podcast.
know, it's a
Slow-mo,
lot.
bro.
Can someone else wrap this up, Sam? Can you do it?
I can't.
Ooh, Sam's good.
Sam is good.
Well, I can't.
Sam's never messed it up before.
All right, that's it for all the questions, guys. We appreciate all. You.
It's tough. It's
Go,
tough.
go, go.
Thank you all the fans for submitting all the questions. We appreciate it. And that'll wrap up the NRG Offscript.
Podcast.
See, that was fire.
Podcast
See, I was on a roll. So thank you all the fans for submitting all the questions. We appreciate it. And with that, this is going to wrap up the NRG Offscript podcast presented by Rockstar Energy.
Drink.
Drink? I have to say drink? That is
You gotta
fucked.
say it out.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you.
Stop.
Fuck was
All
that?
right, lock in. Everyone lock the fuck in.
Thank you to all the fans submitting those questions. We appreciate them. And with that being said, that is a wrap on the NRG Offscript podcast presented by Rockstar Energy Drink.
We'll be doing more episodes like this, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe on things you want us to talk about in our future episodes. And thank you so much for watching.